Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.
Hi, and welcome to Fairfield Today, coming to you again this month from Fairfield Medical Center. And we've got some special guests today involved with a program here at Fairfield Medical Center that really is a link between the medical center and the community. And I'm proud to be a member of the Citizens Advisory Council here at Fairfield Medical Center. And we're really going to talk today with some of the folks who are members of that committee as well, and find out, what attracted them, what's going on, and really help you, the members of the community, get a different perspective of things that go on here at Fairfield Medical Center. So we're really happy, and we're just going to get right to it today with our first guest, Mandy Custer.
Hi,
Mandy. In Mandy's real life,
yes.
She's Development Director at Ohio University Lancaster. So I guess one of the first natural questions is, how is there a link between OUL and Fairfield Medical Center?
There's actually an amazing link between OUL and Fairfield Medical Center. We partner on several initiatives. Mina Ubing is on our coordinating council. We have several people who we hold a lot of conferences for Fairfield Medical Center at the university, a lot of continuing ed at the medical center, or at the university for Fairfield Medical Center. And we just do a lot of work. We are looking at expanding some of our healthcare initiatives and academic programs at the Lancaster campus, and our dean has worked closely with the leadership here, and it's just a great partnership between two large employers within the community, as well as two employers who are proud to be a part of the economic development of this community.
Can we talk just a minute, Mandy, about the healthcare programming at OUL? Because I know that is key to the folks here at Fairfield Medical Center, and they see that as a way to grow their employee base and also to train their existing employees. So if we could talk just a little bit about what kinds of classes are offered at OUL.
Sure. Well, actually, I just found out yesterday, our science classes are completely booked. We're adding science classes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
At the Lancaster campus,
that's
which
great.
is, so we're adding biology, we're adding physics, we're adding chemistry, which is just a natural progression into healthcare as well. We also are a starting ground for a BA in nursing or a BS in nursing or an RN, and you can start at the Lancaster campus and then move on to one of our other regional campuses or to Mount Carmel. We have a partnership with Mount Carmel where you can move into their BS in nursing. We are hoping to get a nursing program on the Lancaster campus where you can get your bachelor's of nursing. That's kind of a future project, but something that is certainly in the works. And we also have a medical assisting program. It's an associate degree at the Lancaster campus, and we also have this isn't necessarily a degree, but an EMT program that meets at the Lancaster campus every Saturday.
So again, these all have a direct tie to Fairfield Medical Center.
Yes.
What does Fairfield Medical Center do for OUL then?
That's a great question.
Because it's a symbiotic relationship.
It is. It's definitely a two-way street. Well, actually, I think the first thing that comes to mind is we have a lot of alumni. Whether it be from the Lancaster campus or from Athens or both, who work here. So we certainly have that tie. And then also, like I said, they help support us in a lot of ways as far as promotion, different things that we do on campus where, and it's nice. We have a direct link. I think that's one of the great things about the medical center is we have a direct link to Mina. We have a direct link to Cynthia. We have a direct link to the leadership who says, yeah, we'll do that for you.
I think that's so important, and I hope really that the community understands how important it is that the leadership here at Fairfield Medical Center is so accessible.
I've never seen anything like it. I mean, it is truly, truly accessible. I remember the first year I lived here, and I'm not from Lancaster, but
we won't hold it against.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Thank you. But I remember we had a new baby, and Adam and I went down to the 4th of July parade, and it was hot. So, of course, I've got the baby drenched in sunscreen, and we're watching the 4th of July parade, and God bless her, there was Mina Ubing out in front holding the banner in 100-degree weather on the 4th of July out there with her colleagues and with the people who work here at the 4th of July parade. And I just think that was my first impression of Fairfield Medical Center, was that right there was what, I was like, wow, she is out there sweating with the rest of us. And she's the leader of the organization.
When they use that tagline, people you know and care you trust, that's true.
Very true, very true. And that's a perfect example of that.
Let's talk about your association then with the Citizens Advisory Committee. What do you get out of these meetings?
Well, first of all, because Fairfield Medical Center is the largest employee and our employer in the county, I like knowing what's going on here. As someone who's actually used the services here quite a bit, I am a cancer survivor and used the services here quite a bit during that whole journey. It's nice to know where they're going, not only with cancer services, but with the heart care and how it can impact my family. And my husband serves on the board of directors here, and he really enjoys that. And I believe in community health care, and I think that is the main reason I'm here. And in my role professionally too, I need to know what's going on. I need to know what's going on in my community, from everything from the government side of it to the employee side of it to the medical side of this community. It's a strong part, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
You mentioned that you have used the services of Fairfield Medical Center. Talk to me a little bit about those services and what those mean to you, not only as a patient here, but as a member of the community and the services that can be provided to our community.
Absolutely. I'll speak from my own experience, which is cancer services. I was Dr. Robertson's the one who diagnosed me, so I literally left work, was at his house within 2 minutes. I had no idea that what he was going to tell me. I didn't even bring my husband. And so I was told I had cancer and there was no one there with me. But the proximity, my husband was there with me within 2 minutes. So that was just the start of how important it is to be close to home and have that medical care. All of my surgeries were 5 minutes from my house. So it wasn't, coming up to see me as some people do. I think the biggest part of being close to home and how important that was after going through chemo, and I had a very, very bad reaction to chemo. But then when I got to the radiation part of it, and I had 36 radiation treatments every single day, I was 5 minutes. So I would get to, and I worked all the way through my treatment. So I would get up in the morning, they fixed me up, so I was the first person to have radiation in the morning, and I was to the office before most people got to the office. So, I think, my boss was really excited because, the radiation got me up and going, but I think that not having to go to Columbus every day for radiation was just such a blessing for both my family and me, because I had 2 babies at home too, so.
And we've seen such a growth here at Fairfield Medical Center in the services that can be offered, the cancer treatments that you're talking about, the great strides that have been made in heart health here at Fairfield Medical Center through the Snyder Institute, the training of medical practitioners through the Graduate Medical Education Program, just tremendous assets. And these are all things that you hear about on a quarterly basis as a member of, and then what do you do with that information?
Oh, I tell people, you know me, Kathy, well enough to know that I don't keep my mouth shut very often. So when people do talk, or they are questioning, I think you get a lot of questions, especially if you're given a difficult diagnosis or you have a difficult accident or something like that. Do you stay local? Or do you go up to Columbus? Whatever it is, I think it's a personal choice. I absolutely do. But just to have that choice. And what I say to people is, I would be hard pressed to put any of our docs, especially if you're talking about, our health, our heart health with Dr. Buckley, our surgeons. I mean, I can't tell you the patient care. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the patient care I got through Dr. Robertson and his nurses and his staff and all of that. And go ahead, try and find something better than that, but you're just going to be wasting a lot of gas money because it's right here. It's in your backyard. And like I said, it's a personal decision. It's your choice. It's your body. It's your family. But I do believe that, it's kind of like Lancaster City Schools. Go ahead. find me another teacher who's as good as the teachers that my kids have. If you want to send your kids up to Columbus Academy or CSU, that's great. That's your personal choice. Same with medical care. But we've got it right here. So, I feel it's a logical decision, but, I think that it's just as good here as it is anywhere else. So why make that trip?
We have it here, and it is improving every day.
Every day.
And every time we come to these meetings, that's really what we're hearing about, the great strides that are being made
and the
on
academic
the caregiving
side
here.
of it. The academic side, the partnership we have with, the Osteopathic Center down in Athens. And, we are getting these students here that are coming out with some of those cutting edge ideas and techniques. And that part to me is exciting too, just coming from academics.
Well, and we've talked about a couple of times here on Fairfield Today when we talk about that program with the students is that history shows those students stay in the communities where they've gotten that training. So it's very important for the future of Fairfield Medical Center that we have that program.
Yes.
Mandy, thank you. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I want you to have a chance
it was a privilege
chat with
be
some
here.
of your other committee members. And we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back here at Fairfield Today from Fairfield Medical Center. Don't go away. Welcome back to Fairfield Today, coming to you again from Fairfield Medical Center, where you will find people you know and care you trust. And as we say every month when we're here, there's always so much going on at Fairfield Medical Center. Sometimes there can be things as small as a grief support group that involves just a couple of folks. Sometimes it can be training the physicians of tomorrow. And sometimes it can be things like the Citizens Advisory Committee, which we're here for today. And that committee is a group of, I want to say 40 or 50 members of the community that come together 3 or 4 times a year to hear reports about what's going on here at your medical center. And we've had the privilege today to talk with a couple of members of the community. I'm happy to welcome as my second guest today, James Pullins. Welcome.
Thank you, Kathy.
Great
Glad
to
to be
see
here.
you.
Glad
Very
to be
good to
here.
see you. Good that we got you off the road today
Yes.
and in town long enough to come to one of the committee meetings. Jim, just want you just briefly give us a little bit about your background, where you work, how long you've been in Lancaster.
I came to Lancaster in 1982 with Monsanto. I've worked with farmers across eastern Ohio and that area for a long time. Most recently, I'm with an inoculant company. We sell the bacteria that legume plants like soybeans and peas and green beans and things like that need to survive. And so I cover a larger area now, but still live here in the community. We're part of the Fairfield Union School District. Our son graduated last year and is now going to Eastern Kentucky University.
Good for him. That's great.
So.
That's great. Okay, so how did you end up on the committee?
I guess you meet people in the community, and they know that you're interested in how things are going, and they look for people that can support the efforts that are going on here. And our facility has been just tremendous. I mean, our son was delivered here in 1994 by Robin Rhodes and Dr. Gunther, and we've had a wonderful experience then, and everyone we've had here has been great. And so many things are being done to really make this facility a first-class facility.
As someone who has needed the services of Fairfield Medical Center, how would you describe this facility to someone who's moving to town, brand new here?
I guess convenience is nice since we're close and things like that. The people that you talk with here are concerned about how you're doing, what your schedule is like, your entire family life, not just the procedure that's going to be performed today. So they make you feel very welcome, very thorough, very caring.
The committee.
Yes.
How do you use the information that you get? Are you out there sharing it, or even
Yes.
if somebody other than your wife?
Yeah, well, you're always running into people that are having experiences at different places, doing different things, and we'll have maybe some suggestions for improvement for the facility, or we'll have some questions about what's going on, and we operate ourselves in such a bubble that we don't always see the things that are happening. And by participating on the committee, not only do you have the opportunity to provide input, but you also get the things that are happening now and the things that they're planning in the future. So when you're talking with people, you can give them some information that might help them feel more comfortable about using FMC as their primary source.
I find that this community tie is really taken very seriously here at Fairfield Medical Center. You've mentioned twice now the ability to provide input When you come to these meetings, they really are interested in what you have to say, aren't they?
They are, and it seems that our leadership at the facility also wants the people that are on the front lines visiting with patients most often. They're the ones that are providing the services, allowing those people to help design what happens so that patient experience is much better.
Patient experience is very important here. Have you heard things since you've been involved with the committee that you were surprised to know were going on? Little secrets that the community ought to know more about?
I don't know about secrets, but things that aren't maybe as well covered along the way. I mean, they made a decision some time ago that they'd rather spend their money on things that make the patient experience better.
Absolutely.
And not on advertising and things like that. But to learn that our joint replacement is one of the top rated in the state of Ohio, and that our heart care facilities are top rated, and our patient outcomes with the heart thing far exceed any other facility that a patient might go to here in the community. I mean, those are things that really encourage me.
It really is a tremendous asset in this community. I know one of the things that strikes me every time I go to one of these meetings is there's a banner up front that lists awards. And these aren't awards that go back 10, 12, or 14 years. These are awards in the last year, and the list is lengthy.
It is.
This community hospital gets recognized for so many things that it is doing in the patient experience. Of course, the Snyder Health Watch, and the thing that is closest to my heart, no pun intended, right now, is the work that they're doing in the schools.
Yes.
In the cardiac training, in making sure there are AEDs in these schools, AEDs throughout the community. And these are all, they're things that the hospital doesn't have to do.
Right.
But they really take that community caring mission as very important to them.
Yes, they do.
If you had a suggestion, and I'm probably putting you a little bit on the spot here, but if you had a suggestion, what would you tell Miney Eubank or Howard Snyderman or Dr. Cox or any of the folks here?
I guess as a community member, the thing that we probably wish that they could do is to be a little less patient in moving forward, but all these things take time. I mean, it seems that our leadership tends to want to hire, promote, and recruit the best talent that they can find and then release them to do the job that they were hired to do. And ideas are coming forward every day that are remarkable ideas. We just don't have room to implement all of them as quickly as what we would like. So I think we're on a great track.
Absolutely.
It's just having the wisdom to prioritize which ones are best for the community. And being on the outside, of course, the problem that I'm having is the most important one.
Absolutely.
But it may not be the most important one
But
for
I
the
agree with
facility.
you, James. Your problem is the most important problem.
So
the things that we've heard about, the partnerships that FMC is working on, partnerships with the Ross, partnerships with the James, partnerships with Children's, these things will really only strengthen the care that can be offered right here at home.
Absolutely.
And being here at home when you're sick is really very important.
I know. Last year with our foundation golf outing, we were raising money to be specifically designed for the Cancer Cares Initiative, if you remember that, so that patients in the community could have more of their services done locally where they're more comfortable rather than having to travel to have those done, and do those in a consultation basis with specialists all around and not just limited to what we had here. This year we were raising money for the cardiac care unit. I don't remember if we had a tagline for that, but if you think about that, they've trained over 4,000 people in the community to do CPR.
Absolutely.
They just completed a class on the 18th.
They're training people to save lives.
Yes, and on the 18th of May, I believe, they trained 250 more. You mentioned the schools with the AEDs. They placed AEDs in several of our schools, so if they have a cardiac event, someone there can help save that person before the EMTs can arrive. And this year's golf outing, we were raising money particularly for the AEDs to go in police cruisers, since those are most often the people that are directly involved with that patient first, that they can do some preemptive things to help save that patient before the EMTs get there. It's a wonderful thing.
It is a wonderful thing. And let's remember, the first heart-healthy school in the country was right here in the Lancaster City School Districts in West Elementary, and now Thomas Ewing is a heart-healthy school. There are efforts afoot to have heart-healthy businesses, and all of that really came from ideas generated inside the building we're sitting in today, and that caring for community.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned the golf outing. I know it was just in this past week or so. Good turnout, good money raised?
We did. We've had a record amount of funds raised through this effort this year. A lot of it coming from the support of local businesses. They really chipped in and believed in what we were doing. We had 140 participants. Many of them were local, some of them were not. It gives the foundation a good opportunity not just to raise funds, but also to be able to provide information to more people about what's going on and what our efforts are to try and improve patient care here at the facility.
Again, all important things. The foundation does a lot of great work in raising funds. It is often easy to forget that Fairfield Medical Center is a non-profit medical center. Now, that means all kinds of things, but it means that nobody gets turned away, regardless of their ability to pay. So the foundation is doing a lot of things to improve the patient experience and to help cover some of those costs. So the foundation is very important. The golf outing in the spring is one of their big events. In the fall, they do the wine tasting, another event. Not being a golfer, I've not done the golf outing, but the wine tasting is huge. I mean, so many people and such a great time, and a fantastic way for, again, the community to be involved with their medical center.
Well, and then they also coordinate the Grateful Patient Program, I believe, where donations can be made. And all those funds really are used to supplement what would not normally be able to be covered through the budget of Fairfield Medical Center. So the foundation is there to go above and beyond in those things compared to what the facility could do on its own.
And the foundation does a great job, A lot of things going on here at your medical center. James, thanks for taking time to talk with us today. We'll let you scoot out to get to the committee meeting. And we have a lot more going on here at Fairfield Medical Center. I encourage you to watch the newspaper, to ask folks. As I said, there are 40 or 50 members of this committee from all walks of the community, and they will be more than happy to talk to you about what's going on here at Fairfield Medical Center. That's all the time we have this week. We'll see you again next month here on Fairfield Today. I'm Kathy Bittler. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, and Lancaster Fairfield Community Action Recycling and Litter Prevention.